Hey crew, welcome back to another FarmStrong Strength Academy. I forget what month we're in. I think we're in our 6th month, which is awesome. I'm glad we've been able to deliver this content to you on a monthly basis. This month we're going to kind of put some pieces together. I think we have a really nice piece for that. We were out here the last time. We're in the same field. We're a few yards that way behind. We were doing some lateral movement as that kind of rainy month, if you remember that. Some lateral movement, how important lateral movement is. I think we stuck to the swing on that one. We're going to be a little different. Last month we were talking about loading hay bales and how important the two-hand high pole was and how really a critical drill and a critically accessible drill the two-hand high pole is. And this month we're going to kind of put that together. We're out in the field again. We have gated pipe because that's just kind of the deal when you have FarmStrong stuff going on. You got to be able to move pipe on and off the field. It's just kind of the modus operandi of the summer. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how these things apply, tie them all together. As a matter of fact, we're going to talk about an activity, and the kind of inspiration for this video is what we were doing when we stacked this piece of, or this pile of pipe off here, and there's another pile back here that you can't see. But we were out here one evening, and we were stacking this off with my parents, and usually there's another hand out here because they're a little bit older and they can't move as well. And so my daughter wanted to help, and so that's really the inspiration of this video. And so I'm going to take you over here and show you a piece and kind of how this works. Now this is an unloaded environment, so what it really means is that we're talking about loading today again a little bit and kind of how to load and unload, but mostly loading. So I'm going to take you over here and demo. Hopefully you can still hear me, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the wad of the month. Talk to you soon. So we're over here on the end of the pipe. We're going to talk about it just a little bit. Hopefully we're not going to knock anything around too much. But my daughter wanted to help when we were out loading. My parents are a little bit older. They don't move quite as well. They're not quite as strong as they once were. So that obviously gives you as the watcher, viewer, hopefully, maybe you're not doing FarmStrong activity, but maybe you have other things in your life that you want to stay strong and mobile for. But she wanted to help. And so that's where this video comes from. She wasn't able to lift the load, and we'll talk about her goal shortly, but she wasn't able to lift the load. These aluminum pieces are quite a bit lighter than plastic pieces. Plastic pieces, I'm going to guess, are probably in the 60 to 70 pound total range. They're about 30 feet long, so there's a lot of leverage there, but not that heavy. When you're loading pipe, though, you have to be able to get the pipe up to about maybe 3 or 4 feet, right? I'm about 5'9", so right about this level here to clear and put it onto a trailer, if you will. Right? So she just wasn't able to do that. She wasn't able to get her hands on it, get up into position, and then make that lateral step onto putting the pipe onto the trailer. So it was really difficult to. Some was a strength issue, some was a little bit of a leverage issue. We'll see what happens. We have a goal for her that next year, in order to be able to do this and using some of the drills, she's actually going to start using some of the drills that we're going to put in this month's wad. That she needs to be able to use a 12-kilo kettlebell for the drills that we're going to talk about here in a second, in order to be there, because I think that'll put her right there, at least to load certain sizes. We have different sizes of pipe here. So let's jump over, talk about the wad, talk about how to apply to you, give you a quick demo, and turn you loose and let you enjoy another month of FarmStrong Strength Academy. Talk to you in a second. Hey crew, so let's go ahead and put all the pieces together for this month's FarmStrong Strength Academy wad. Real simple. This is going to be, we've done this a couple times, is going to be a descending complexity, ascending volume ladder. We're going to do a little AMRAP with it as well. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So we've got 2 size kettlebell out here. You don't necessarily need 2 sizes of kettlebell, but it's a great way to do it. We're just going to start with our 2-hand high pull. I've got the heavier bell for that. If you have a way to undulate load as well, thumbs up, right? So 2-hand high pull as such. I'm going to give you a little bit of a profile look actually. As such, so fantastic drill, vertical drill, all those things that we talked about from last month still apply. From there, and this is probably gonna raise the eyebrow, raise the neck hair, whatever it is on some of the people out there, but it's just the American kettlebell swing. And the reason it's applicable in this environment, it might be applicable in yours if you're out there doing real things, is you might have 2 hands on a piece of load, maybe a suitcase. I could easily see this being a suitcase, and getting it up into maybe an overhead bin that you're going to have to move in that position. So American kettlebell swings, I like to call it the two-hand snatch because it's the same as the high pull. We're just getting up into that overhead position. It's a great drill. I've become a fan in this 2016 year, I think since February, but as such, right? So some people call it the American kettlebell swing. I call it the two-handed snatch. From there, and the reason why it's in this wad particular is that my daughter is only about 4 foot tall. The trailer is nearly as tall as her, so she's going to have to be able to accelerate that pipe, that load, with two hands in a relatively narrow position and place it across as she's moving. So this is what that moving part is going to look like. Now we're not going to take it to American or two-hand lateral stepping snatch, if you will. We're just going to do a lateral stepping high pull with this lighter belt. And there's a little interesting nugget I'm going to share with you in the end. And we're just going to do this one-sided. I think we could have a tendency to get our feet too jumbled up if we try to do this two-sided. So it's just going to be here, boom, and up. As such, right? The thing I really noticed on this, and I can demo it to you here in a second, is that doing a lateral stepping high pull is a much more natural movement, at least for me, and I think it probably for most people, because of that vertical pulling or that vertical projection versus horizontal. That lateral stepping swing, which I'm sure you've seen out there, lateral stepping swing as such, and you can see it just kind of looks, I slipped there, that's not the swing's fault. This looks a little more natural, doesn't it? It feels natural, it feels much better. And all that is this thing is all designed and laid out as such, and it'll be the progression program that she uses during the winter time to get ready for this, because the goal is for her to be able to come out here and do this next year and not the parents, right? So if she can come out and do some of this, then we're dialed in. It's good training for her. It's good time for us to spend together. So that's kind of the goal for the next year. So the way this wad is going to go together, if you have the heavier bells, awesome. If you don't, is designed to still give you good training progression without it. So what you're going to have is you're going to start with your lateral stepping high pulls for 5 each side, okay? From there, you're going to go to your two-hand snatch or your American style swing, whatever you like to call it. I like to call it two-hand snatch because I think that's actually a little bit more accurate terminology for it. But if you're used to calling American style swing, that's cool too. And then go to the high pull, just a standard high pull. So what you're going to have is you're going to have 5 lateral stepping high pull, then you're going to have 10 consecutive yet again, so you're 10 total, 10 two-hand snatch or American style swing, and then you're going to have 15 high pull. So what you're going to have is you're going to have a 3-minute block to complete those. Whatever's left in that block is your rest coming into the next round, right? So 3 minutes is whatever it takes you to get those done. You got 1, 10, 10, 10. So you're going to have 35 total repetitions. Pretty fast repetitions. Don't hurry through them. Don't just try to get them done so you can rest. Do them well. 3-minute block, rest whatever's left, come back again. You're going to do that 4 total rounds. So you're going to end up with about 120-ish rounds, 130 some rounds maybe. I think that's right. Excuse me. Do the math right. 140 repetitions is what I'm trying to say there. 140 repetitions. So you end up with about 140 repetitions, which is a really nice amount for a wad, especially if you have that heavier bell. Like I've got a 20 and a 32 here. A really nice amount for a wad. So there you have it. A really nice wad. Trying to tie in all the functional pieces that we put together on FarmStrong this year. I think this is where we're going to kind of call this the end of the theme. It's almost fall. We might have some football stuff due to some stuff that I'm doing in my life next time. So FarmStrong might be going to the field, you know, the actual football field next month. We'll see. But we're definitely moving into a different season of things out here on FarmStrong. So I think you're going to see some different items that we're doing. Hopefully you've enjoyed the summer months. Hopefully we've tied it together in this last month here. And I can't wait to see you for another month of FarmStrong Strength Academy. Talk to you soon.